And welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Asshole? If you are new or you haven't already, please hit that like button. And I would also like to know if there's any other subreddits that you would like me to cover that aren't about being a judgy motherfucker to some potential assholes. Titles are on the screen as usual, and I'll get into it with Am I the Asshole for banning fast food from the house because of my diet? Y'all, I used to be 430 pounds, and over the last 6 months I've lost nearly 160 pounds. I'm the smallest I've ever been in my adult life, and I'm loving it. My husband and I have been married for 7 years, and he's been super duper supportive and loving and encouraging, but he's also on the husky side, and the man loves his fast food every week or so. I've been craving McDonald's, KFC, all that gorgeous, greasy, fatty goodness, and because my diet is going so well, I put a blanket ban on all fast food in the house. At first, my man was 100% for it and told me whatever made my life easy, but for the last month or so, he's been wanting to get fast food, and I've told him he's welcome to go eat out or in the car, but it's not coming in the house. He's been getting frustrated with me and said that it's his house too, and he should be allowed to eat KFC without me telling him no. In fairness to him, he's respected the rule, and I know for a fact he's not snuck it in the house. I love him, and I really do feel bad, but my friends are really encouraging and keep telling me he needs to deal with it. Am I really a monster, or should I just relent and let him get the occasional fast food? The edit's just about platinum and silver and shit, that doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think you're a bit of an asshole in this one. I mean, I can understand when you're starting a new diet and you're getting into the habit of eating healthier and you don't want to be tempted by it. Fair enough, get rid of all the junk food from the house. But he's been respectful for over 6 months while you've been doing this. I think it's only fair that you start respecting him and his choices to occasionally be able to have fast food. And even still, you can be losing weight and stuff and have the one-off fast food thing. And I get if you've got issues where you just can't stop. Once you stop, then fair enough, not have it. But that doesn't mean you have you get to stop other people from having it in the house. It's his house. I'm assuming he pays for at least part of the house and contributes to things. He should be allowed to eat what he wants, and I would probably just go get it anyway, because me eating fast food is not forcing you to have it. And I would even be like, no, you can't have any, this is mine, you can't eat junk food. And I would tell you that, and I wouldn't let you have any so that you wouldn't ruin your diet, you know. But yeah, you should be more respectful to his wishes as well. And the next one is, will I be the asshole if I don't go to my mum's wedding because she demands I cut my hair? I'm 16, male, I have blonde curly hair, it's long, reaches down to my shoulders. My mum is getting married in 2 weeks. She just suddenly said that I need to cut my hair. I asked her a reason, and she doesn't actually have a reason. At first she said that it was too long, then changed the reason and said it was too curly. She wants me to cut it all off. I refused. She literally demanded and said that as long as I was living under her roof, she could make me do anything. Last reason she came up with is that she wanted everyone to look classy in her wedding. Her husband's son, 17, has dreads, tattoos, piercings. There aren't any requirements for him. I'm thinking of just refusing to go. Yeah, I'd probably just not go. Not that her husband, potential future husband's son, should have to change his looks either. I wouldn't go because she's not respecting you as a person and thinks that she can control everything about you, including your hair. You have no obligation to cut your hair just to go to someone's wedding, and your mum is being an asshole. And the next one is, am I the asshole for refusing to help with a cancer charity event at work? So hear me out. About 6 or 7 years ago, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. It was quite a stressful time seeing my mother that poorly after chemo, so I had a couple of days off work to go and visit her. She lives a distance away, and so I took it as annual leave. When I returned, I wasn't quite on the ball in work, and then my manager was quite vicious with me. She had sort of a reputation. I explained my situation, but she showed no sympathy or empathy and suggested I should just leave my troubles at the door before I start work. To be honest, she's not a very nice person, and since she's not my manager anymore, I am now more senior than her, and she never speaks to me, which, let's be honest, I'm happy about. Fast forward to the start of this year, the manager was diagnosed herself. She is arranging a charity event to raise money and has asked people to help out. I refused as I've got no sympathy for someone who has no sympathy. I'm not the only one. So am I the asshole for refusing to help with an event of someone who is ill who has shown no sympathy for anyone in the past? Update. Hey, I got more responses than expected quite quickly, so I thought I would add a little more to stop me being asked the same question. Hope this helps. I'm not advocating not helping any charity, just supporting this woman in her drive on this event. I don't want to give up my spare time to help her. I have other things I'd rather do. I also have money that comes out of my wages every month to various charities. Honestly, it wouldn't matter if you didn't spend any money donating to charities or anything like that at all. You have no obligation to give this woman any money or spend any time helping her. Yes, it sucks that she has cancer, but you don't need to bend over backwards for a bitch or a cunt or an asshole or a fuckwit. Like, if they wanted more people to support them in their time of need, maybe they should have been more supportive to other people in their time of need. That is their own consequences for their own actions. And no, you should not feel guilty for not putting yourself out to help an asshole. Like, you have no obligation. There's no obligation required. And yeah, don't feel guilty. Am I the asshole for not wanting to have my dog console a crying little girl? I, 17, have a toy poodle mix named Fluffy. She's 13 pounds with her current amount of fluff. People always tend to comment that she looks like a teddy bear, and she is indeed a very sweet girl. There's a little girl no older than 5 in my neighbourhood that always rushes to me whenever I take Fluffy on a walk. She's well intentioned but is always very pushy with Fluffy, trying to grab her leash, pick her up no matter what she's doing, touching her paws, tummy, ears, etc. She usually complains if Fluffy has to go inside and doesn't take no for an answer often. She's not spoiled, just a kid that doesn't know how to control her emotions yet. I always make sure to explain to her how to be safe around dogs because one day she may encounter one that may put her in danger. Of course, she's only 5 and I understand that it's always my responsibility that my dog doesn't hurt anyone. Flash to just now, and my younger 15-year-old brother comes inside from playing outside, saying that he needs Fluffy. Little girl is outside crying and that she needs Fluffy to console her. I advise my brother against this because she will most likely milk the situation and my brother just can't say no. Fluffy is extremely patient with young kids, but she doesn't like them. Her reaction is usually to go hide somewhere, but she doesn't understand when to behave. Of course, this is dangerous because kids tend to corner her, and this would obviously freak any dog out. My fear is that little girl will push Fluffy too much and cause her to bite, or at least scare the girl by barking in her face. I say, she's my dog, and if anything happens, the responsibility is on me no matter what. In the end, my brother gets his way because my mum allows it. He comes back inside with Fluffy and says, since she's your dog, I'm not doing anything for her. Fluffy didn't bite her, I don't think, but it's still something that could have happened. I totally understand his reasoning, but I don't think it's fair that he gets like that every time I try and put a boundary down about Fluffy. And do understand she's indeed my responsibility always. Am I the asshole for not wanting to potentially get too pushy, causing Fluffy to lose patience and potentially bite her? I just want to say, no, you're not an asshole, and I actually really commend you for being young still, like only 17 years old, but actually being a really responsible pet owner already. You understand that you know your dog, you know that it's not the best situation for them to be put in, and you're not going to risk both your child, like not your child, the child, or your dog's life, so that way someone can get what they want. People do so much, like they let kids do so much awful shit to animals because, oh, it's so funny. No, you are like, sure, the dog is taking it, but one day it won't, and it will snap, and it will be your own fault because you let it happen and you encourage the behavior in the kid. It happens more often than people would like to admit because people are assholes, basically. We know this. So no, I could probably rant about this for a very long time, but it comes down to 5-year-olds cannot tell when they're going too far with an animal. They don't know the body language of an animal. That's why they need to be taught how to approach strange animals and to make sure that they always ask adult that's around or the owner to touch it beforehand. And then don't just go up and touch it, still like check to see if the dog is okay with it, because you don't want to stress out an animal even if someone says, oh, it'll be fine, because it might not be fine. You don't know how that animal is feeling in that individual moment. So yeah, I really could rant about this forever, but I appreciate you for at least trying to be responsible with your dog, even if your mother and brother are fucking idiots for putting both the dog and a child in a situation that could quite easily end badly. And it really is just lucky that Fluffy is a sweet dog that didn't react in a violent way or an aggressive way. Yeah. Next one is, am I the arsehole for publicly calling out my ex for not giving me the concert ticket she had bought me as a gift? Hello, judgmentals. Why, hello there. Throwaway account. A few months ago, my then girlfriend bought us both tickets for a concert as a birthday present for me. It wasn't a wrap gift and I never received a physical ticket, but I do clearly remember the circumstances. Blah, blah, blah. 3 months later, they broke up. Blah, blah, blah. Didn't really talk between the breakup until the day before the gig, where she posts that she's looking for someone to come with her to use the spare ticket. He comments, being an arsehole. She's like, fuck you, and blocks him. And now he's worried that he feels like he's branded himself the jerk in the whole breakup. And he wants to know, am I the arsehole for expecting her to talk to me about the ticket? I mean, like, no. Wait, that's not what I'm saying. Yes, you're the arsehole. You didn't physically have the tickets. Tough titties, you broke up. Shit happens. You should have gotten the tickets off her when you broke up. And you exchanged your stuff back. Like, if you didn't mention it when you broke up, she probably thought, well, he clearly doesn't want it that much if he's not asking about the tickets. She has no obligation to give you something. No one does. No one has any obligation. And the fact that she hadn't already given you the gift physically, like you didn't have a copy of the e-ticket, that's just tough titties, man. Like, it's just, yeah, too bad, so sad. They were still in her possession. You didn't get it. Like, yeah, you're the arsehole. Anyway, that is it for this evening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like if you did. If you didn't, then, well, I don't give a fuck. Let me know if you agreed with my assessments in the comments down below, and also don't forget to tell me what other subreddits you want to cover, because I just like sit there and aimlessly read them, and then I'll find like maybe one or two that I'm like, oh, this could be good, but then like I'll take too long to find any more and I'll kind of just give up. But if I'm getting requests for specific ones, I'll just like cover what's there, whether or not I think it's interesting or not, because it's something you want. And then you can also let me know if that is what you actually want or not, you know. I'm just rambling. It is getting late over here in Australia. Note to self, don't wait till just before bed to start recording. And yeah, I will see you probably, hopefully tomorrow, but as soon as I say I'm going to upload a day, I never end up uploading on that day, so just whenever it gets uploaded. And I'm going to stop rambling now. Bye.